Hey guys, I'm in New England in the freezing cold and having a hard time staying warm. That's why I got the coat and the hat on right now. I guess my blood has thinned out quite a bit since being in Africa. But anyways, I just wanted to put up a quick video and tell you a story. And it's a story some of you may have heard before, but it's a story of the first house we ever built as a part of 10,000 Homes. This house was for a young child headed home. Mother and father had both passed away, and the kids were left to fend for themselves. The oldest and caregiver of the house was a 12-year-old girl, and they were sleeping under a piece of tin zinc roofing and needed proper shelter and security. And so through our local friends in the area, we met a pastor from the village where these children were living, and the church and the pastor and the community were really trying to care for these kids, but their resources were extremely limited and the needs were great in their community. These just happened to be where this family is where the greatest need was. And so we said, okay, we'll build her a house. We'll build this young family shelter. And so we put together our necessary supplies and procured all the things we needed and got some guys together. And there was a group of men from from South Carolina, a bunch of white people, Malungus as they call us in Southern Africa, came over and donated their vacation time and their money to see this house for this young family a reality. And I'll never forget the first day. We drove into the community, and the community stood there and just watched us. They watched, not knowing us, not knowing who we were, a bit of hesitation and guardedness. They were guarded, wouldn't smile at us. We came in, these happy Americans waving our hands and smiling at them and trying to greet them, and they were very cold. And fair enough, they didn't know who we were, and they didn't trust us. And so, but we went on, carried on, and we started doing the work, and we started digging the foundation. And those of you that have been around building projects or building a house before, you know that the foundation work, the work at the bottom takes a while, and you don't see a lot of progress real quickly in the beginning. And so we just kept coming in day after day after day and digging and building this foundation. And then I remember after a few days of working, and we started to see a little bit of the first ring of bricks around the foundation of the walls going up. We showed up one day, and the people were a little more open. It felt like they greeted us. They said hello. They waved. Still not too many smiles or anything like that. But they were a bit warmer. And so we kept coming in and out. And one of the things to note about this community is there was no running water. The closest community borehole or water well was 5 kilometers one way. So this community had to haul their water 10 kilometers round trip. So we didn't want to do that. So we had 2,000-liter water tanks, and they would fit in the back of a truck. And so we would bring one of them out every day with full of water, so that we had water to build and mix cement with. And then we wouldn't always use all 1,000 liters in a day, so we would leave one there overnight that would be 10% full, or there would be a little bit of water left at the bottom of it. Well, one morning when the walls were about at the top of the windows, we showed up, and the community was very excited. They were very welcoming. They waved us, and there were people at the road where you turn off into the community off the main road. There were people there waiting. They waved at us, and then they ran with us down to the house. And when we got to the house, we got out, and there was a whole lot of people. There was around the house and at the job site, and they were happy and they were excited, and they had seen the work and the progress going up, and it had given them hope. And so we got out of the tank, and I was like, what's going on here? Why are these people so excited? And I realized, I walked over and I saw one of those water tanks, and that water tank was full of water. And it took me a couple minutes, but it dawned on me that they had filled this tank, that they got their wheelbarrows and their jerry cans and went back and forth through the night until they got that tank full of water. And they wanted to be a part of this. They wanted to make a difference. They had seen people from far away spend their time and money come to care for the most precious of their community and the most vulnerable. And they said, we want to be a part of this. We're not looking for someone else to do our job for us, but we want to be a part of it. And it dawned on me then that that's the answer. This is not about the people who have caring for the people who do not have, but it's about hope. And hope is looking forward to something we do not have, while gaining comfort in its pursuit. And that day, through that experience, those people, that community who cared for their children, who cared for their community, were given some hope, because they saw the pursuit happening, and they saw the others caring for and then helping them care for their kids and care for their community. And as I look forward, as we move forward with 10,000 homes, this is not about the people who have caring for the ones who do not. This is about locking arms with humanity, with people who care, people who love, and people who want to make a difference in their communities, just the way you want to make a difference in your community. And this will not only impact their community, but it'll impact the world. And if we can be a part of this, if we can empower these guys, if we can encourage them, if we can breathe some hope into them, then I believe it'll change the world, and we'll begin to see less and less of a fatherless generation emerge, because orphans create more orphans, right? So this is an opportunity, guys, and I believe it's an incredible opportunity. I'm so grateful that I've been given the opportunity to experience this and to be a part of it. I was just sent an article. Somebody forwarded me an article from the Huffington Post about them shutting down orphanages in Rwanda, because, guys, orphanages are not the way forward. These kids are not completely abandoned. There are people who care for them, people who love them, and communities that love them. These communities are overwhelmed, and they need help, they need encouragement, they need hope. And so with 10,000 homes, over the years, we've done many things. We've tried to invest in areas that will bring empowerment. But essentially, at the core, guys, this is about us supporting these communities. It's about us saying you're not alone. It's about us giving them encouragement, and that's what we want to be about. We believe that's the way forward for 10,000 homes. But we can't do it without you guys. We can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. My team can't do it alone. This is so much bigger than us, and we need donors. We need help. In the situation that we're in now, and I laid out in the letter, and if you didn't get a chance to read this letter that I sent out last week, I'll link it below. But in the letter, I called for donations for monthly donations that will bring sustainability, that'll bring fruit that will last. And that's the answer, guys. Many people ask me why we don't get big government grants or these kind of things. And we do get some grants and we do go for those, but part of the situation we're in right now is because we had funding coming from one specific place, and that funding stopped, and it didn't bring sustainability. This is not about one person or people that are rich giving out of excess. This is about many giving out of sacrifice, many of us out of sacrifice, but giving what we can. And we're not looking for one big donor or one big grant to solve our problems. We're looking for many, many, many people to give what they can, and a little bit add up that it brings sustainability. So yeah, please continue to pray for us. If you pray for us, please. We need it. We believe in it. And also consider giving. Guys, even the smallest amount makes a big difference. The smallest amount, $10, $30, $100 a month. These little amounts make a huge difference in these communities and bring sustainability and fruit that will last. Thanks, guys, for listening. Please feel free to email or contact us. We're on a journey. We're not giving up. We're going to get this money, and we're going to keep pressing forward to produce fruit that will last. Thanks, guys. God bless.